I found it so interesting that the company asked me to speak on this because it's a subject I've been thinking about for quite some time. This is an issue I have observed not only in my own business, but throughout my 22-year history in network marketing. And it's happened to me. So I've been able to analyze and be introspective, and when it comes to admitting that my business is stalled, what now? So many of the points that I make today have really been touched on over this conference, and oh my goodness, have we had some amazing training. So some of it will seem like a review, but it's the points that are the most important. First of all, when I think about this subject, we must be accountable. We can't blame our upline, our downline, our sideline, where we were placed, our husbands, our wives, or anybody else. If it is to be, it is up to me. That was a saying that I got into my head. I was taught early on when I was asking what it takes to build a successful business. You be responsible for building 2 strong teams. Don't rely on anybody being placed in your business. Thank you, Lisa Cito, for giving me that. It's so easy to look outside and for reasons, look outside of ourselves for reasons about why this business is not working. And whenever you point the finger anywhere else, there's 3 more pointing back at you. And stop looking outside and start looking inside. Thank you, Connie Podesto, for that. When she was up here, I was thinking, I could do that. I'm a circle. But what do you need to change about yourself, your attitude, or your personality? What did she say? If you can't sell this, you can't sell anything. It's not about the company or the product or your upline or anything else, okay? Look inside and become a people attractor. Having said that, your core values must be in line with what you are doing, or you will eventually sabotage your business. What do I mean by that? You need to have a belief in the product and in Nucerity as a company and in this industry, and the fact that you can embrace success yourself. A lot of people don't believe that they deserve it. If your core values are not in line with what you're trying to accomplish in this business, then like I said, eventually you will sabotage yourself. Lisa Cito asked me to cover a training call one Monday night, and I trained on this. What are your core values? And I'm going to do what Mary Bullard's taught me to do. I'm going to point and guide you to that training. Go to empirebuildersteam.com. Under the training calls, punch in the password, April 2010, and look up that training. What are your core values? I R&D'd it from one of the best in the industry. Robbed and duplicated it. You got that? Okay. It's good, all right? Network marketing is an honorable profession, and more than any other profession, it's a mirror of your own belief system. What you have is a gift to offer people. You are in service to others. Robert Kiyosaki said, change your focus from making money to serving more people. Serving more people makes the money come. Becoming a servant leader, just like Melissa Chambers taught. Make sure your core values are in line with what you are trying to accomplish. And if they are not, you need to make some adjustments. The business model that Nucerity has provided for us has designed us to be successful. It's designed for us to be successful. And the more you help other people, the more successful you will be too. Wayne Dyer talks about you need to believe it first before you see it. It's not, I'll believe it when I see it, okay? That's a really important point. A lot of times people will say, well, when I see the success, then I'll believe it. It doesn't happen that way. You have to believe it first. Everyone's business, no matter who you are, will stall out from time to time. That's a reality. A leader will drive it into the next phase of growth. The great thing about network marketing is that you can just start over every day if you need to. I saw a person who was very close to quitting last year, real close. She walked the stage as a ruby yesterday. Yeah. I saw another one who had to re-enroll because she let her authorship go. She didn't renew her membership, and she missed this. She re-enrolled and crossed the stage yesterday as a silver for the second time. Take stock of where you are in your business today and pretend that you are just starting for the first time, okay? That's important. I heard an analogy of a tide coming in, and when the tide comes in and goes out, it drops sand on the beach, and it goes out and it drags a bunch back in, and just leaving a few particles, okay? Sometimes when it goes back out, it just leaves rocks. There's no sand left. And like you heard Onofre say, he's had to restart his business 4 times, build 4 teams. That's happened to me too. I lost an entire team of over 250 people. 250 people, that's significant. I could have quit. Sure, why not? Any excuse will do. Network marketing has a fairly high attrition rate. Why? People come up against themselves. It's the best personal growth and development course in the world, and most people would rather not do the work. Sherry Sorensen that you just saw up here, I remember the first day Sherry came up. I know she'll remember it too. They actually had to drag her up to the stage. She was shaking so bad. I felt bad for her. She was shaking. Talk about water. She was looking for the water. She could barely speak. She gets up here today as a self-assured woman. Sure, she still needs the water, don't we all? But what an amazing change in her, okay? Thank you, Sherry. If it was that easy, then more people would be doing this and they wouldn't be paying us nearly as much. Never quit. That's the only sure way not to succeed in this business. Realize sometimes it's easier to give birth than to resurrect the dead. The new blood of your business is the lifeblood of any business. Ever see a new distributor come into the business and they're absolutely on fire, they're vibrating, you know, they're just so fun to be around. If you're stalled out, then you don't have the right people to lock arms with. One of the mistakes we make is spending too much time with the wrong people. It's noble to want to help people, but we can't want it for other people more than they want it for themselves, and sometimes we do that to a fault. The best thing you can do is become a success yourself. The speed of the leader determines the speed of the pack. You create momentum in your business, and people want to be a part of that. There is an old saying I heard many years ago that says, people will come for miles to watch you burn, with excitement that is. Tish Katcher asked, would you hire yourself? If everyone did what you were doing on a daily basis, what kind of a team would you have? Go back to the basics. It won't, got a sentence mixed up. All right. I was doing this morning at 4:45, adding to all of the things that I had originally put. And I may have had my computer miss a glitch here or not. Anyways, if anybody can reach into my bag and find my real notes, that'd be great. But if not, don't worry, I'll manage. Go back to the basics. The very first thing that I ask people is, what is your why? What is your why? I tell people, if it is not big enough to make you cry, then it's not big enough at all. Because really, that is what motivates us all in the end. Thank you very much, Margie. No wonder I redid it. Look at the arrows all over everything. Well, okay. My why was so big, it made me cry every time I thought about it. I wanted financial freedom. That was what I really wanted all my life. I had been near a bankruptcy. I had lost a home in foreclosure. Having been to the grocery store and not sure if my debit card would take one more charge, or my credit card was maxed out and it wouldn't take one more charge. Have you ever stood at a grocery line till with your groceries all packed up? You put your debit card in and you're just praying that the transaction goes through. Have you had it denied? Once, twice and had to leave your groceries at the counter and walk away, I never wanted to go back there again, ever in my life. That's what drove me. Failure was not an option, not this time. What is your why? What motivates you? If you don't know what it is, you need to find out, because it's the why that motivates us. If you're too comfortable, you will not do what it takes to build this business. Now, most people don't go into this business saying that they want to build a monster international business all over the world. They go in saying, I'm going to build it one day at a time, one brick at a time, the best way they know how. Thank you, David Dillingham, for that analogy yesterday, and I turned it into a business one. Reconnect with your why again and learn to dream. One thing I've seen is that when people are new, their level of excitement is amazing, but their level of knowledge is low. Capitalize on that. Once we've been in the business longer, our level of knowledge increases and our excitement kind of comes to a plateau. But that should not replace activity. Usually what happens is our enrollment level goes down, and as our excitement level goes down, and we replace all of that with this knowledge. Well, now I know how to read the comp plan. Now I know how to do this. Now I know how to do that, okay? It doesn't replace activity. There are only two income-producing activities in this business: getting product in people's hands and getting this business in front of people. If we want the same results we got before our business stalled, then you have to do those things that gave us the results in the first place. Don't confuse activity with productivity. There are only two income-producing activities, and everything else is just busy work. Focus on activity, not results, just as Onofre said. Jeff mentioned a lady who is here. I'm not going to ask you to raise your hand, but I'm speaking to you right now, okay? I hope you're still here. Who had enrolled 40 people and was coming here to this conference as a last-ditch effort to try and get what she needed to go back home and build this business one last time. You hear stories of the Mary Bullards who've enrolled 12 or 13 people and they have 3,000 people in their downline. You hear the story of Tish Katcher, who's enrolled 15 people and she's got gazillion people in her downline. You've also heard me tell the story about how I enrolled one Valley Cleo and how that turned into a team of over 13,000 people. Okay. But that's not the usual, okay? That's not the average. And what I haven't talked about, and maybe I should talk about more often, to be truly honest with you, is how many people I have enrolled on my pay leg once my legs flipped. How many people have I enrolled over there? I'm going to tell you, if you're the one that enrolled 40, I've enrolled at least 40. There was a moment in time when I thought it was almost a curse to enroll anybody over there. It's crazy. And I say, it took me 2.5 years to find another business builder that wanted it as bad as I did, okay? I say enroll as many people as you need to find the ones that want it and are willing to do what it takes to build it. Never stop enrolling. That's what Ken Cito taught me. One reason I have stalled out is because I got into management mode. I stopped doing those income-producing activities to build my own business. You need to save some of your time for that. Spend time every day on your own personal business. Start with making your top 10 list again. These are people that you know, you have a relationship with, you like, they like you want to work with them, and you trust. Like Jeff said, don't bring mean people into this business. This is a business about building relationships, and you got to work with them. Secondly, you need to know what is missing from their lives. If you don't, then find out before you put them on the top 10 list. Thank you to Mary Bullard for that list of criteria. It's a great one. Never stop adding people to your list, but isolate it down so it's like one bite at a time. And become a talent scout, like Melissa said. You may even go back to people that you may think that you've initially blown it with. I've done that. And say something like, you know, Bob, I really feel I blew it with you. I've something really amazing in my hands, and I don't feel I was fair to you in having it explained properly. Would you give me a second chance at doing that, and then you can still make the same decision? Why not? What have you got to lose? Don't be the message. Don't present for yourself. People know, like, and trust you, but they do not believe you. I did not believe my friend Lori. That's why it took me 4 months to get into this business after she had enrolled me. I did not start building. Use others or the tools that have been talked about to present for you, and then others will see that they can do it too. The biggest mistake I've made is right there. In the beginning, we didn't have any corporate overviews. We didn't have any pre-recorded phone calls. We didn't have any live daily opportunity calls. So I had to get really good at presenting the message. What else was I supposed to do when Joanne was calling me 3 times a day? And she could barely get an introduction out with her name, let alone anything else. Or Shannon was calling me 7 times a day, and she would just say, hi, Sally, Shannon, this is Christine, gotta go, bye. And then she'd leave me with the person, so she could go recruit some more people. So I got really good at presenting, and I had some people calling me, I remember this, some people called me, they didn't even know why they had called me. Shannon just told them to call me. I think one of our Ruby leaders is one of those people. She says, she told me that last night. She was one of the ones who called me. She didn't know why she was calling me, so I had to get into the whole thing. So I got really good at doing presentations, but that was my double-edged sword. I had help for one presentation, okay? I dragged Lori to it. I said, Lori, you got to come with me for this one. TL was busy building freaking Canada, as if she had any more time than that. You know, we were all so new. Nobody knew what we were doing, but we did do something right. In looking back in retrospect, we used someone else to present. Joanne, Shannon used someone else to present. They used Valley Cleo, they used everybody else, okay? That's what you need to do. One heartbreaking story is one of my own very good friends. I have tried to be the message. She's a nurse as long as I have, 38 years. I've tried to be the message. She is still not in my business. I know what her pain is. I know what her why is. But she looks at me and says, oh, I can see why you can be successful with this, Sally, but I could never do what you just did. And she still, to this day, is not in this business. Do not ruin your friends by being the message. Manifest an abundance mentality, enroll people better than yourself, and surround yourself with positive, successful people. Be genuinely happy for other people's success, and don't be resentful or jealous. You will be there too. Just try to learn from those people. Get your passion back and get out of your own way. Why is what motivates you. Your goals focus you. I wasn't much on one for goals in my whole life. I've actually lived my life by the seat of my pants, actually. My goal for platinum, that was an amazing thing. That was my first indication that I could actually do it. I set a goal to be platinum in Salt Lake. I didn't even know what that was. I didn't understand the comp plan, but everybody wanted to be platinum, and I'm competitive, so I'm going to be platinum. Okay, great. The night of the conference, the Sunday night, I turned platinum in Salt Lake. The power of setting goals. Like Miss and Charity said, you don't have to understand the how, you just have to focus on the action. I'm going to run a few minutes over, okay? But I have to finish this. All right, last page. You have to stay connected to the calls and trainings and events. Your why motivates you, your goals focus you, but the calls, the events, they keep you stay focused and trained and connected, okay? I want to pay a tribute to those of you who have sacrificed a lot to be here. A lady that yesterday won on the stage $100. Kudos to you for being here. You can't afford not to be here. I also want to pay a tribute to 2 of my team members that are here, and I'm not going to name them. You know who you are. They had a major family crisis before they left. The only way that they could come to conference was to bring a 2-year-old granddaughter and a 15-year-old girl with them, a daughter, so that they could keep an eye and take care of business. It would have been very easy for them to quit, very easy for them not to come. They have never missed a conference in 2 years. Can they afford it? Can they afford it? No. Are they making much money in this business? No. Are they here at every conference? Yes, because they see the value in it. And I don't have to go anymore, okay? I'm going to tell you one quick story. I was in the store one day, and I was choosing some produce, and I saw this beautiful package of strawberries on sale for $2.98. I got a tap on the shoulder as I had put it into my basket. I got a tap on the shoulder. The lady behind me said, "I think you want these instead." They were the fresh-picked strawberries from the Okanagan, a smaller basket, beautiful. And I had had some the day before. They were gorgeous, but they were $5. You know what? In previous years, I would have gone for the sale one. I drove home in my car and cried about the $5 strawberries that I just bought. You might think that's stupid, but I was able to afford them because of this business. Is it worth it? Yeah. Start with building your bricks. Find out your why. Set your goals. Go back to the basics. Make your top 10 list. Stop presenting for yourself, or Mary's going to have to taser you. Work on yourself. Find a stretch buddy, as Carla Maisley says. Mary, thank you for being my stretch buddy. I love you so much. Stay connected. Be at these events. They will flip your switch every time. I know every time I come to one of these, I have made the right decision. Develop a ridiculous, sickening work ethic. Thank you, David Dillingham, for that. It's so true. What is your life worth to you? Next time you buy strawberries in the store, think about me. And go home and make one more call. And never quit. Thank you.